All right, Madison. So it seems like it's going to be just the two of us today, and I want to make sure that I get these commands ready for you. So you excited?
Yes.
Did you already work on this assignment, or did you, you know, just looked
Yes,
at it and forgot it?
I did, but I kind of forgot it.
I know, I know. All right, so we're gonna try to make it better for you, okay? Um,
Okay.
so you know how to use the mic because you and I are talking, so I'm not even gonna uh, go there. So definitely, I want you to, as you can see here on our whiteboard, sorry, I blanked out. For this next part, you're gonna use the on the side, okay? I want you to use that with the little a or the big A R, and I want you to right here. I don't know if you see it, so that you can actually
Mhm.
write, and you can pick your colors, okay? But I want you to participate. In this next slide, we're gonna be using the writing tools, okay?
Okay.
Excellent, excellent. And tell me if I'm going too fast or too slow or whatever you want, okay? So,
Okay.
you know what? Give me 1 second because it seems like this is what's going on here. Give me 1 minute. There we go. Okay, so here's a vocabulary that we or some of the vocabulary that we learn. And where have you been? Like, what states have you ever visited?
Um, I visited New York.
You could circle it if you want, or you could just tell me. It's only two of us, so that's cool. New York,
Okay.
pretty good. In the winter or in the summer?
The summer.
In the summer. Hmm, exciting. Anywhere else? Anywhere else exotic?
I've been through. I haven't been to, but I've been through. Um, where's it at? I've been to Georgia. I live in Florida. Um, I've been through Washington, and I think that's it.
Exciting, exciting, exciting. That sounds great. That sounds great. So you've been plenty of places. You've
Mm,
traveled. That's nice. All right, all right. So I've been to New York as well. It's been years though since I've been there. I like that city a lot. I wish I can visit more often. And I've been to Georgia as well, North Carolina, and Utah, believe it or not. Pretty interesting. All right, good to know. All right, my friend. So for this assignment, our objective is to be able to tell a friend, a future friend, what you do and what not to do to be successful in the school system in the United States. But we want to do that in Spanish, okay? So
mm-hmm.
make sure you're logged into your course and that you have that assignment 705 Estructuras open, okay? Because
Okay.
you're going to be referring back to that tab so that you can look at the verbs, and good stuff like that, okay?
Wait, what? Can you?
That, yes, right here, you see it? Open up to the 705 in the course. Make sure you open on the Estructuras tab, right? The page in the lesson that teaches you all the verb endings and all that good stuff, okay? So within the course, lesson 705, and then you open the Estructuras tab.
Okay, let me do that real quick.
Sure.
Okay, got it.
Excellent. Excellent. And then you're also going to be, this is where you're going to find it, okay? So it's going to be on the work file and you will be completing the part E, okay? But that's in the Práctica
Mm-hmm.
tab. So I want you to have on the Estructuras open because it will give you the vocabulary and the verb endings, okay? So you can always look at it. So here we go. Informal to command. So the informal to is what we use when we're talking to people that we are familiar with, like people of our own age, especially, or people that that we have a familiarity with them, like for example, our parents, right, or even our
Mm-hmm.
grandparents. So that's when we use it. If you were talking to me, for example, in Spanish, you would not use the tú, right? Because I'm your teacher or a teacher, right? So there's
Mm-hmm.
a certain respect in Spanish that we want to keep when we're talking to people that are in higher positions than us or even elder than us and we don't know them well, right? Like, for example, I'm an adult, but I would not talk to another adult that I'm not familiar with or that I just met in the to form. I would use the formal commands for that. Okay, so this is very informal, which means exactly that. We use it with people we know very well and definitely people of our own age if we're teenagers. Make sense?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Awesome. So here's what I want to know about you. Abrir means to open. ¿Y cómo se dice door in Spanish? How do you say door in Spanish?
What? Puerta? I can't.
Puerta, good. Puerta. So how would you say open the door to somebody? You know that?
Abre la puerta.
You got that. And how would you say don't open the door to somebody?
Um, mm, no se abra la puerta.
Okay, close, close enough. You said no abra. That is the formal command, which makes total sense. Okay, so as far as a command, if you say that to someone, they'll understand what you're saying, what you want them to do or not to do. But then for the to command, you're going to add an S there. It will be no abras la puerta. Okay, but good.
No abra.
Yes, you got it. You got that though. All right, so let's talk a little bit about these commands. Okay, so we are going to apply the same concepts as the formal commands, but we're going to add an S at the end. Okay, so here we go. Let's say we have an AR verb like hablar, right? You're going to conjugate it
Mm-hmm.
in the present tense for the yo form, no hablo, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then you are going to change it and put an ES. I know it tells you to follow many steps, okay? Here's what I like to tell my students. I am a step shrinker, I guess you want to call that, okay? Here's what I want you to focus on. Focus on these letters here. You see the red letters here at the end? Notice
Mm-hmm.
between the AR, the ER, and the IR. What can you tell me about this? What are these endings here? What kind of rule do you think you can come up with just by looking at those endings and the verbs that they're being used for?
Um, they're they're all transferred to the your form,
Yes,
and no, two of them end in AS and one of them end in ES.
yes, good,
So,
good. Here's what I want you to notice. An AR verb, you see it here? Pick a
mm-hmm.
different color. An AR verb right here. The ending for it becomes an ES. But an ER and an IR verb, the ending becomes an AS. That's for the negatives. Okay, so you see what happened? I switched the ending letter, the ending vowel in the actual verb in the infinitive. So hablar, I changed that for the ES. And then the ERs and the IRs for an AS. So it's sort of like a reverse. You see it here? How they flipped?
Mm-hmm.
So that's an easy way for me to remember. When I'm using the informal negative commands, all I'm going to do is going to change that vowel at the end of the infinitive and then just add an S to it. So for example, if I were to give you the verb beber, which means to drink, beber, what do you think it would become in negative?
It will become GERAS. So, Beba?
No, bebas. Remember the S. Don't forget the S. No, bebas. Excellent. So you just change the last vowel and you add an S for it. Is that easy enough to remember?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. So that's for the negative ones, okay? Don't forget the S. Now, for the affirmative one, okay? So we just changed the verb and we put it in the present tense for él o ella. And this is what we learn in modules 1, especially in lesson 103, okay? So if I have hablar, it becomes habla because it will be like él habla, right? Or ella habla. For comer, or an ER verb, it would be él come or ella come. That's the present tense, but it is also a command. So if I tell somebody eat, I would say come. If I say to somebody, or if I want somebody to write, and I just want to say like to you, hey, write this on a piece of paper, right? I would say escribe, and then whatever I want you to write. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So easy to remember. Conjugated in the él o ella form in the present tense, and it's already an affirmative command. Simple as that. Okay?
Okay.
So affirmative, present tense of the él, ella, and negative, just flip the letter and add an S. Okay?
Yes.
Let's try that. Let's try it. Can you spy the verbs that need to be changed? Look
In the
at this one
picture?
right here. Let's look at this. I'm not going to do them all because it's way too many of us. Right here. Look at here. Can you and you could use the same. Okay, I want you to use the pencil on the toolbox, and you can use the pencil or the highlighter, whichever you want, and tell me which verb would you change there and how, so that we can change it later. Which verb would you change in this right here? Where's the verb?
So, is it
What verbs can you see here in this little box? Llegar.
to lie,
Good.
right?
That's a good one. Can you see another one there?
Um, is it this one?
Which one? Pedir is another one. Yes. Good. There's one more. I don't know if you can see it. So I'm going to write them here.
To come?
Yes, you got it. Llegar, pedir, and
Yes.
venir. Good. So now we have 3 verbs. Okay. And I'm going to conjugate one, and then I want you to conjugate another one. So I'm going to pick, pedir. Okay, one of the AR verbs. I'm going to conjugate pedir, and I'm going to conjugate it in the affirmative because I want to ask the person, or I want to tell the person to ask for help, right? So pedir ayuda, right? So I am going to conjugate it. It will be, let me see if I can get this little pide ayuda, right? Because again, in the affirmative, we are going to conjugate it in the present tense for él o ella, okay? And pedir is one of those irregular verbs that we learn in modules 1, okay? Now I want you to do llegar, which is a regular verb, okay? So conjugate that in the affirmative command.
Okay. How do you write again?
Use the that little letter A. It's the 4th tool. It has an A with a little lines on the side. Just click on it.
Like that? And then
Yeah,
write
just
it?
click on it and click on, carry it to the whiteboard. You click on it, the one with the little A's. There you go. You got it.
Okay. And you want me to change it to affirmative?
Affirmative. Yes.
So, maybe...
Yes. You got it. Good job. Good job. So I want to try one more. And on the second part, right here, I want to use comer. which is an ER verb. And I want you to conjugate comer in the negative. So tell somebody not to eat in the classroom, right? So how would you
Mm-hmm.
do that?
It's an ER
Uh-huh.
verb, so you can change it to AS,
Yes.
and then you would come,
Right. So it would be no. No.
no come,
Comes o comas?
no wait,
What do I put at the end? AS
no
or ES? AS.
AS,
No
no
comas. You
comma.
got it. No comas. You got it. Remember, we changed the letter, the last vowel, and we add an S. You got this. You got this. Good job. Good job. So we have a few that are irregular, okay? And like most irregular verbs, the best way to remember them is just to make a little note and use them, and use them over and over again, okay? So here are some of the most
Mhm,
important ones that you may want to be aware of. Ir, which means to go, right? You want to tell somebody to go somewhere, you say ve, okay? Ve a la playa, go to the beach, right? Or
mhm,
ve a la escuela, go a la escuela, right? Go to school. Venir means to come over, right? So if you want to tell your boyfriend, hey, come over, right? Not that you want to say that. He would say, Ben, Ben. Okay, like come over. Okay.
mhm.
So, so if you
Okay.
want to tell your
Mhm,
friend to go out somewhere, you're gonna use salir, right? So you want to tell, hey, go out to the
mhm.
movies or go to the movies, right? So you're gonna say sal,
Yes.
like get out, go. Or if you want to tell your brother or your sister to get out of your room, like sal, you're gonna be screaming sal. Okay. So these are some of the most common ones, okay? That definitely I want you to take a little note, or put a little note somewhere so that you could practice them.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
write
writing
them
them down.
down because the best way to use them is, or to know them, is to just use them over and over. You got it?
Okay,
Good, good,
I
good,
got them
good.
down.
Excellent. Let me see if I can move this slide. All right. So, can you spot at least one irregular verb in this announcement right here? Hmm. From what we just saw before?
Mm,
You could underline it,
you
yeah,
want me to
or
underline them?
circle it or whatever works for you.
Okay, so I see. Mhm. Um, would this be one right here? This, I can't circle it. The has.
Okay, see, as will be one. Good. This one right here?
Yes,
Excellent.
this one, and
Excellent.
then this one,
Good.
and then this
Yes,
one.
ser. Good. Sé honesto. Be honest. Sé honesto. Good job. Excellent. Excellent. You got that. So definitely pay attention to those when you're doing the exam, okay? But we're not going to use them, or we could, but you don't have to. But again, irregular verbs, the best way is to just practice with them, okay? So here's Asignación 705, right? It has
Okay.
given us um, a description of a Costa Rican student that's coming to the United States, and you want to give him or her some commands, things that she or he must do in our system or must not do in order to succeed, right? And we're going to create a PowerPoint presentation so that you can do later. But I do want to work with you in some of the some of the statements, okay? Make sure you always put some graphics, all right?
Okay.
So here's what we got. What does llega a tiempo mean? Right here, this sentence right here.
What?
Llega a tiempo. What do you think it means? Does it mean arrive late or arrive on time? Look at the underline. Oh,
Underline.
you can.
I
Oh,
can't
wait
see
a minute.
anything.
There you go. Here it is. What does this underline mean?
Mm-hmm.
Does it mean arrive late or arrive on time? Llega a tiempo.
On
Arrive on
time.
time. So
Live on time.
get here on time, right? Excellent, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
What does the second one mean? How do you say student in Spanish? ¿El estudiante o el estudiante? You got that. How do
El
you say
estudiante.
advice for school? ¿Consejos para la escuela o para la playa?
Mm,
You got it.
the
And a little
escuela.
bit. Excellent. And
Mm,
how about
escuela.
hablar? How do we conjugate it in the informal affirmative, like positive one? Is it hable o habla?
Mm, ah,
Habla. Good. Good. Don't doubt yourself. You got this. And how do you tell somebody not to eat in class? So no comes or no comas. Remember those negative ones, the two steps we have to do, right?
Mhm. So it's not in class. No. So so would it be
A
comas?
or B? I couldn't hear you well.
No comas.
B, comas. Good.
B?
Because remember, the verb is comer. We change the vowel and then we add an S, right? For the negative ones. So that's one sentence you can use for your negative ones. No comas en clase, right? For the negative ones. Okay, so there you go. You got one
Mm-hmm.
already. So now we're going to write 5 affirmative and 5 negative. We're not going to do them all, okay? So I want to do a few with you, and then you can go ahead and finish it up, okay? So you got one already, no comma. So what's something else
Okay.
that you may want to tell your friend not to do in the class? Let's do another one of the negative ones. What else would you tell somebody to not do in the class? I'm going to
To
not
not
to sleep
sleep.
in the class. Okay, so the verb is dormir, right? Dormir, and I'm going to write it here. How would you
Mm-hmm.
conjugate it in the negative form? Dormir.
At the eye of it would be do do
Okay, so good
do
enough. I mean,
do.
close enough. Okay, but dormir is also an irregular verb. We don't have it in our list that I gave you. Okay, but from module 2, remember when we did the reflexives, right? So that O
Oh
changes
yeah.
to what? Do you remember? You got it. So it will
Duerme.
be duer. So it will be no, right? No duermas because it's an IR.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we changed it to an AS, right? At the end. Remember that? Exactly. So no duermas
Yes.
will be one other sentence. Tell me one more thing you would tell them not to do in the class. What else should a student not do in the class?
Um. Do not.
Okay, well, we did that one
Hmm?
already. No comas, right?
Oh yeah, we did. Do not
Okay.
talk out loud. Like
Okay, so that would
talk.
be hablar alto. Okay, because loud would be alto, right? I know it's also like tall, but in this case, we're going to use it as
Mm-hmm.
loud. So how would you conjugate it? What would you do? What would it be? How do you conjugate hablar? The AR verb.
Where did you
Hablar is
conjugate?
the only thing you conjugate.
Well,
That's the verb.
It would be
Okay, remember the rules.
hable,
We put the no in the front and then we change no hables. Good, you
hables.
got it. No hables. And then you can put alto. Okay? So that's your third rule. All right, so let's try the affirmative. I know the affirmative is
Okay.
a little easier. So let's try something you would tell that person to do in the class. What's something they should do?
Maybe mm,
What,
pay
pay
attention?
attention. Okay, so the verb is prestar, and then you're going to put
Yes.
atención at the end. Okay, so prestar atención. So let's conjugate prestar. AR verb. How would you conjugate it in the present tense? You got it. Presta
Presta.
atención. You got it. Let's try one more thing affirmative. What else would you tell that person?
Mm-hmm. Um, maybe
Be
be
respectful. So
respectful.
that would be one of the irregular verbs that we used here, that we learned here. Remember this chart right here? So which one of these verbs would you use for be
Mm-hmm.
respectful? Which one would it be? Would it be ir, venir, ser, poner, decir, salir, tener, or hacer? Which one would you?
Mm,
Remember this file, this poster? You saw it here. You actually underlined it. It's a little clue. Which one would it be to be?
ha, mm,
Se would be to be, and would it be
say,
honesto or respetuoso? Which one would be respectful? Which one do you think it would be? You got it. I know that's a difficult word.
respectoso.
Respetuoso, be respectful. So there you go. You have another one right there. You could copy it. Good. What about
Okay.
this one? Sé honesto. What
So,
does that mean? Sé honesto. Yes. So would that be
to
something
be
you would
honest,
tell your friend? There you go. So you got your
yes,
assignment done, my friend,
ma'am.
or almost finished. Excellent. So I'm not going to do the other
Mm-hmm.
ones with you. I think you got this. Okay. I would love for you to practice, to get the last two on your own. Okay. Remember the rules. If it's a negative one, we just change the vowel and we add an S. And if it's an affirmative one, we just conjugate it in the él o ella form. Okay. All right, my love. Great
Yes,
talking
ma'am.
to you. Okay. You got this. Good luck.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.